Boy, that's funny, boy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into this thing. Another week completed, fellas. Week 3. Congratulations to all the winners. Better luck next time to the losers. Um, before we get into the weekly update, I want to talk about these dues. We want to make sure we get these dues in, fellas. It's part of the of it, and I know a lot of people has hit me up, making sure that everybody pay their dues, making sure that I stress it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm stressing the dues. Just like always, well, I ain't gonna even go there, but there has been one that signed up to the DraftKings. I sent the link to everybody. You should have at least created your account, so you can drop your bread and at your leisure, but before the deadline of October the 15th. And I'll go over the prize structure one more time. First place, $235. Second place, $100. Third place, $30. And the $10 bowl taking fourth place for $10. But, enough of the housekeeping. Like I said, pay your dues, fellas. Pay your dues. So let's go into the scoreboard. It was an exciting week. I was on a bye. So I got through that thing unscathed, but some people didn't, and some people took some pretty disappointing L's. We had some awards. Again, we had Alexander the Conqueror. Somebody keep getting beat by astronomical figures. In this case, it's Cross 60, and he's a two-time offender of this award. First time he got beat by 107 points. This was last season. But he got beat pretty bad. He started the season off pretty bad. He having a rough, not so much of a shaky start. He does, I don't know if he has a win or not. But this week he got beat by 76 points by C-Dub Hitman. He out here laying down the block. Cross 60 by 76 points. So that overtakes last week's winner, the Bill Cosby Sleepers. Again, that's the name is a disgrace, but we gonna roll with it. Bill Cosby Sleepers, they got beat by 73.3 points. So Cross 60, you got that award this week, and I'm sorry, you got the agony of defeat. Of course, C-Dub Hitman got the Alexander the Conqueror. Highest point total this week was Team Hallbrook. They doing big things over there. They beat Team Lynn pretty handily over there, and they was favored. Or actually, they was underdogs, but it was supposed to be a close game, and it turned out not to be. We had some other matchups. We go Team Orr finally getting the win. Team Johnson riding high, 3-0. King Kong looking shaky out there. He let Conquer beat some Conquerors, so they 2-1. Now that brings me to the closest matchup of the week. As close as you will get. God's Work against the Bill Cosby Sleepers. And I don't know which one of these boys deserved this karma based on these names, but somebody got it, and it was a .1 margin of victory. I know both of these boys personally, and they was paying attention to that Monday night game, and that Monday night game played a huge factor in this victory for God's Work. Lil G, we want to make sure we say that. God's Work, he told Sleepers, you gonna get this work, and he just barely pulled it off. So congratulations to them boys. I know both of them teams banged up, so I know they were sweating it out with that one. Now the most impressive win I seen, there were some honorable mentions. God's Work, like I said, he went in Monday night down, I think, probably 20, 30 points. I'm not sure. Pretty good number, and he pulled it off. But the most impressive win I seen was in the matchup between Prime Time and Team Kush. And Team Kush turned garbage time into doing prime time. You know what I'm saying? So, he pulled it off. Well, he went into the game 12.5 points down. That was pretty much the same margin of the score all the way into the fourth quarter until garbage time. And Jeremy Macklin brought it on through for Team Kush. to keep them. Are they undefeated? No, I think they lost one. So, but I know that was a good victory for them. So, those were the matchups this week. Now that brings me to the power rankings. Rolling in at number 5, I'm Conquered. You jumped 4 spots, pulling off a pretty good win against somebody he played, but that jumped in 4 spots. Prime time with that loss, that fourth quarter debacle. Thank you, debacle. That dropped you 2 spots to the number 4 spot. Team Hallbrook putting up those high numbers that jumped them 7 places to the number 3 spot. Team Kush with that that fourth quarter comeback that jumped you 2 spots, basically switching places with Prime Time to the number 2 spot. And Team Johnson is they riding high 2 weeks straight at the number 1 spot. Now that's gonna bring me into the top 5 performers of the week. I know these owners were pretty happy that they had him on their team, and they put up some pretty big numbers. Julio Jones, 45 points. I'm not going to say the team owners, but Julio Jones put up 45 points. Brady, 47.4. Aaron Rodgers, 49.6. Steve Smith, Old Man Smith, putting up the same numbers as his age, 52.6. And A.J. Johnson, 57.7. Now with that top 5, there comes a not top 5. And I think you need to get these people off your team ASAP. We're going to start off with Tyler Eifert. He did nothing. I know he was I know he's expected to do some numbers, but he didn't do nothing, so I think you need to drop him. Colin Kaepernick laid a dud. He laid a dud out there. I think you might want to get rid of him. Andre Johnson, same thing. Virtually no numbers. Torrey Smith, why do you have him on your roster? And the Terrence boys, Terrence West and Terrence Williams. You probably want to get rid of these boys pretty quick. So that's all I have for you, the week 3 garage report. Y'all boys, like I said, get them dudes in and keep on playing, man. Maybe one day you'll get a win for those of you that don't have a win. And I'm out.